Hey folks, guess what? It's time to talk about more video games. So I got a question suggested by uminojyaku, who asked that he'd love to hear my top 10 list of favorite games categorized by systems. And I thought it would be cool to start off with Nintendo 64, which is probably my favorite system, just historically. I mentioned in the Mario RPG video that I grew up with the Nintendo and Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis and a lot of that stuff, but the N64 was the first one that I really had like the full experience of. I got it about a year after it came out, and I got a ridiculous amount of games. Well, not a ridiculous amount, but I had a pretty sizable collection of games. I got a picture here of all the ones that I have collected here. I know I have more than just these, and I think they might just be kind of lost somewhere because I'm remembering, like, did I have like Mario Kart 64 and a bunch of other ones? So I don't know where some of those are, but this is a big collection of them. And so I thought I would go through my top 10 favorite games. Not all of them are ones that I own, but I rented a lot of N64 games growing up, and tried a lot of different things. So I'm gonna go through my top 10 and give a little bit about each of them as to why they were so special to me. So coming in at number 10 is a little game called Chameleon Twist. This one is relatively obscure. It's very short. It's like really only about 6 or 7 levels, but it's very unique. It's a very different kind of game. This was back, if people don't remember entirely, like back in like the NES and Super Nintendo days, like there were just a lot of rampant like 2D platformer games, and in this era there were a lot of just 3D platformer like adventure games, and Chameleon Twist was kind of just one swept up in the hurricane of those. But Chameleon Twist had something kind of interesting going for it. It was all built around this one mechanic of controlling a little cute chameleon guy who would stick out his tongue and grab and eat things, and he could like twist around, hence the name. Like if he would like grab a little pole sticking out of the ground with his tongue, he would use it to like spin around and like throw him around different places and things like that. You could use it as like a catapult to like propel yourself upward to different places and things like that. It was interesting. It was very like experimental and neat. The graphical style was kind of cute. The level ideas were pretty interesting. Like there was one that was entirely like an ant world, like an ant hive or something. I was like, oh, that's pretty neat. So that's a cool one, and also had some great music. Look at the music for that one. I would recommend to play it, but I don't think it's on the Virtual Console. I don't remember what company made this one. But if you can find it, pick it up if you have a working N64, because I don't think it's extremely rare to find or anything, and it's a fun little one. You can probably beat it in like a day if you really sit down with it. So then we got number 9. I'm putting this one low on the list, not because I don't like it that much, but because it's not N64 exclusive. But I had a very cool experience with the N64 version of this game, and that would be Mega Man 64, or as you probably more commonly know it, Mega Man Legends. So I was always very intrigued by this game because the artwork of Mega Man was always like really grabbing my attention. I think that Mega Man Volnut / Mega Man Trigger, like this version of Mega Man, is probably my favorite design that Mega Man's had of like all 7 different incarnations. He was a really cool character as well, so I guess my instincts were right on that. But yeah, I picked up Mega Man 64 from like a Blockbuster or something to test it out, and I got completely hooked on it. I found it to be a really cool, engaging adventure, and I actually just kept renting it over and over. I never owned this game. I just rented it probably 3 or 4 times from my local Blockbuster to finish the entire game like 100% all the way through. And I did eventually get a PlayStation 1 and played Legends 2. I don't know if there's any major differences between the N64 version and the PS1 version of Mega Man Legends 1. Leave a comment and tell me if there are, because I've never really looked into that, if there are any major differences. But I loved this game. This was a real cool adventure that I was very, very happy to be on. I spent hours and hours into this game. really trying to do like everything like as much as humanly possible. And the big final battle with Juno was really memorable to me. I think actually, now that I'm remembering, I'm pretty sure I played this in like the tail end of middle school. So it was pretty early on for me, and it's a fantastic game, and it's become just another part of the Mega Man lore that I love. So yeah, and if you haven't played Mega Man Legends, whether it's this version or the PS1 version, please do that. Number 8 is a game I have probably beaten at least 5 or 6 times. Paper Mario came relatively late into the N64's lifespan. I think it was in 2001 when this game came out, and it was very cool. Mario RPG was very hard to top for me for many years, and obviously I knew that this game was intended to be Mario RPG 2 originally. I would say it carried the legacy on pretty well. I did eventually give the Mario and Luigi games a shot. I've only really ever played like Superstar Saga, but Paper Mario, very simplistic yet very, very fun and very, very memorable. The whole world that they built around this game's version of the Mushroom Kingdom was really, really cute and fun and memorable. All the individual chapters were great and had like some fantastic comedy. There's a lot of really funny writing in this one. The battle system was very simple and easy and enjoyable. And a lot more unique. I love Mario RPG, but obviously that was a much more like traditional kind of turn-based RPG game. And this one, having everything be focused around the one character and then like everything else that kind of goes with him, I think was really cool. It was an interesting evolution for a Mario RPG game and what they could do with it. I've played this game with a lot of people, like with my best friend and girlfriends and things, and like run through it doing stupid voices, and I have a lot of like really, really good memories with this one, sharing with other people. Which that is also a big factor for some of the other ones on this list. But yeah, if you've never tried the original first Paper Mario game, Virtual Console, pick that crap up because it is very good. So number 7, this is a fun one. So of course, can't not have a Pokemon game on there, and I would say Pokemon Stadium 1 is definitely one that I have a very special place in my heart for. Particularly, well, from the single-player standpoint, I enjoyed it. Gym Leader Castle was always a fun, aspect of these games, and as well as in the second one. The second one is good too, but the reason that I put this one on the list specifically is because my dad and I used to play this game together, believe it or not, and I did have the little game pack thing that would allow you to port your Pokemon from the Game Boy game into the N64, and I had a pretty decent team built up in my Pokemon Red version that I eventually used like way later to like beat all the single player stuff and whatnot, and that was fun. But in particular, my dad and I would just do like free play on the little patch of grass area in the game, and we just rent the pre-existing like rental Pokemon built into the game, and would have battles. And believe it or not, my dad would kick my ass at this game all the time. And I think whenever I try not to remind him of this game's existence, because as soon as I do, he just immediately starts laughing and remembering that just constantly he'd be beating me with Gengar and the Hypnosis and Dream Eater combo, just everything. He just sweep my whole party with that. I'm just like, oh man, Dad, no fear. But we played that all the time, and me and a bunch of my friends also enjoyed fighting with our teams and stuff back when we were kids, and Pokemon was in like the red and blue era was like in its major heyday. So yeah, this is a fun one, definitely for sharing with friends. Continuing off of that, or rather off the note with my dad, number 6 is Diddy Kong Racing. There's a couple Rareware games on here, but this one is in here because I really enjoyed the cheat codes. I really enjoyed playing this game. Also with my dad, we did 2-player adventure mode, trying to get all the silver coins and everything. This was kind of cool because this was really like the beginning of like the Donkey Kong Country universe, as DK Vine likes to call it. You know, really being expanded, and the characters were all really fun and cute and colorful and memorable. Obviously, it's where Banjo and Conker got their starts before they kind of went off into their own thing. And I honestly, I will say about this one too, I find this to be the superior N64 racing game compared to Mario Kart 64. I know probably everyone would disagree with that. And if I look more into it, I'm sure Mario Kart 64 is probably technically a better like programmed and better balanced racing game, probably. But Diddy Kong Racing had like the really cool adventure mode, and the different vehicles were really cool, and all the characters felt like much more individualized to me anyway. So I don't know. I know more people probably enjoy Mario Kart 64 from this era. But Diddy Kong Racing was just like, it was a special one to me at the time. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, so it's one of the 2 Rareware games on my list of top 10.